Good morning, students. Now in this video we'll discuss about Bohr's atomic model. He explained about the line spectra of hydrogen atom. First we have to discuss about the structure of atom according to Bohr's model. See here, this is an atom. Atom has a center. In the center it has nucleus, so it contains protons and neutrons. Now coming to this, so around this nucleus, here at the center protons and neutrons are situated. Around this center, electrons are revolving in a particular orbits, or otherwise they are known as shells. See here at the center, positive charges are situated at the center, and the electrons are arranged. Electrons are arranged around the nucleus in a particular orbits or shells. And when an electron is revolving around these particular orbits, energy of the electrons remains same. There is no loss and gain of energies by the electrons, and these energy states are known as, see here, the first one is known as E1, and these are energy states of these particular orbits. So this is energy 1, energy 2, energy 3, energy 4, etc. So when an electron is revolving, particularly these energy levels, energy of the electron remains same. Sometimes electron it gains energy and it loses energy. So if an electron gains energy, suppose if an electron gains energy, then it jumps from E1 to E2. Then E1 is known as ground state and E2 is known as excited state. E2 is known as excited state, or otherwise if you take E2 and E3, E2 is known as ground state and E3 is known as excited state. So when an electron gains energy, it jumps from ground to the excited. At this condition, the energy is absorbed by the electrons. And one more situation, when an electron jumps from the higher to the lower energy, means excited to the ground state, it emits light in the form of light. If that light is in the visible region, then we can see that as a emission line. We can see that as a emission line. So when it happened, when an electron gains energy, when an electron jumps from the excited to the ground, it emits energy, it releases energy in the form of light, and that if that emission light is in the visible frequency or visible range of wavelength, then it emits in the form of emission line. So this is about the Bohr's model, and Bohr's explained about these stationary orbits and the movement of this electron, about the excited and the ground state, and he observed the line spectra of hydrogen only. But this line spectra, when observed through a high resolution spectroscope, then again that line spectra is splitted into means that line spectra is splitted. That spectrum is known as fine spectra. Here you see, when the line spectrum of hydrogen atom, when observed through high resolution spectroscope, appears as groups of finer lines. So he failed to he explained about the line spectra of hydrogen, but at the same time he failed to explain the finer lines, or the fine spectra of hydrogen atom. So this is the drawback of Bohr's model. To explain the Bohr's theory, Bohr's and Sommerfeld introduced elliptical orbits for each stationary orbit. For example, this is the different stages of stationary orbits. For if you take this first orbit, it has no elliptical orbit. Once again I'm repeating, according to the Bohrs model, these are the stationary orbits. So according to Bohrs model, he explained the line spectra, and he was failed to explain the fine spectra. What is fine spectra? These question is very important for short answers. When the line spectra is observed through the high resolution spectroscope, again it is split into some other finer lines. So that he failed to explain. That spectra is known as fine spectra. So he failed to explain the fine spectra of hydrogen atom. So to overcome that point, Sommerfeld introduced the concept of elliptical orbits. Sommerfeld introduced the concept of elliptical orbits. So first, if you take this one, this is the first stationary orbit. For this first stationary orbit, it has no elliptical orbit. For the second one, it has one elliptical orbit, and the third one, it has two elliptical orbits, and the third one, it has three elliptical orbit. Once again, electrons are revolving around these stationary orbits. Along with that, electrons, including the stationary orbit, it revolves in the stationary orbits also, elliptical orbits also. That concept was introduced by Sommerfeld. Once you see, this is the first energy level. So energy level, it has no elliptical orbit, and if you take this, this has no elliptical orbit, and if you take this secondary orbit, and it has one elliptical orbit. So electron revolves in this stationary orbit, and in that it revolves in this elliptical orbit also. If you take the third, it has two elliptical orbits. If you take the fourth one, it has three elliptical orbits. So this concept was introduced by Sommerfeld. So for this elliptical orbit, he kept the name as L, and N for stationary orbits, N for stationary orbits. So these are the energy levels, and it is known as N is equals to 1, and N is equals to 2, and N is equals to 3, and N is equals to 4. So when N is equals to 1, it has no elliptical orbit. When N is equals to 2, it has 1, and N is equals to 3, it has 2 elliptical orbits. When N is equals to 4, it has 3 elliptical orbits. So this is about the elliptical orbit. But this model, Bohrs and this Sommerfeld model, could not explain the fine spectra of other, just he explained the fine spectra of hydrogen, but he was failed to explain the fine spectra of other atoms of elements. So to overcome this, when an electron is revolving around the stationary orbit, it has one center. But when an electron is revolving in this elliptical orbit, it has two centers. That we'll call it as foci. So when an electron is nearer, so when depends on the position of the electron, it has these foci. Means suppose if an electron is at this part, the center for that electron is this one, and if the electron comes to this position, for this electron the center is this foci. So like this, for this elliptical orbit, there are two centers, that will call it as foci, and for this it has a circular orbit, it has only one center. By this theory, we did not get the complete structure of atom. To know more about where these electrons are situated inside an atom, just you know about the stationary orbits and elliptical orbits, but we don't know exactly where the electrons are situated inside of an atom. To find out, there is one more theory that is known as quantum mechanical model of an atom. Generally, when an electron revolves around the nucleus, nucleus, you know the probability of the exact position of the electron at various times, because energy remains same. When an electron is revolving around the nucleus in a particular orbit, energy remains the same. Means you can find out the position of the electron at various times. So to find out the position of an electron, first you have to know about the velocity of an electron. What is the velocity of an electron? Generally atom is very small and we cannot see. Even for electron also we cannot see. So to find out the velocity of electron, it is very difficult. Like in the dark we use the torchlight to see that things. So for to find the velocity of an electron in an atom, we have to use some source of light, that is very minute part. We can take the help of suitable light and to find the position of velocity of an electron. But electrons are very small and light of very short wavelength is required to know the position of the electron in this particular orbits. So if you focus light on that electrons, that energy is emitted by the electron and the position of the electron changes. So due to this reason we cannot find the position and velocity of the electron inside of an atom. Then how to find out the position and velocity of an electron and the exact place of electrons in a particular time? For that another theory was developed, and that is known as. So, in order to understand the properties of electrons in an atom, a quantum mechanic model of atom was developed by Erwin Schrödinger. According to his model, instead of orbits of Bohr's model, the electrons are thought to exist in a particular region of space around the nucleus at a given instance of time. That is known as orbital. Here we will get the two words, orbits and orbital. What is orbit? Orbit means these are known as orbits. And what is an orbital? At a given time we can find out the region of space around the nucleus, around this nucleus where the electrons are revolving. The probability of finding of an electron where this position is maximum, that you can find out, that is known as orbital. And this is known as orbits. Orbital means, once again, orbits means energy remains the same, but orbitals means you can find out the position of an electron inside these stationary orbits. So where you can find out the probability of finding the electron maximum where the electron is moving, that you can find out, that space is known as orbital. And we will learn more in another video. So thank you.